Salutations, spooks, spirits, and specters, and welcome to Clive Barker's Undying. I have been fiddling around with the audio leveling. Hopefully I found a perfect spot. If it could be improved in any way, if you feel like I'm talking too loud or the game's still overpowering my voice, please let me know. I would very much appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll get started in the game here. The only thing I will say is, unfortunately, I could not find a way to turn on closed captions. There's no subtitles or captions or anyway, so I'll do my best to make sure not to say anything at all during cutscenes or dialogue to the best of my ability, because in case important story stuff is going on. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? The only thing I know about this game is what I remember in my youth. I played the demo for this a long time ago. There was only one enemy, the Howler. He's like your basic enemy. And it was like one of the few games that introduced that when your character dies, depending on who kills you, you go through a death cutscene. And yeah, otherwise this is supposed to be a very creepy, like spine-tingling kind of horror, not in-your-face jump scare. Ooh, spooky, scary, we jumped out of a closet and you jumped out of your pants kind of scary. Because after all, I don't think that's Clive Barker's method of inflicting fear upon the audience. Regardless, this was apparently a really good game, but I guess it didn't sell too well. And the only other thing I remember about this game is the one picture from the game review I remember reading, and it was just like one of the horrifying creatures reaching out to grab your character. I will be calling our hero Patrick Fitzgerald, even though that's not his full name. His name is Patrick something other, but Patrick Fitzgerald, I'm going to call him Patrick Fitzgerald, and his best friend, Jeremiah Covenant, he's Jeremiah Fink. So let's get started. We're going to be playing on easy difficulty because, yeah. Backstory time. 1923 October.
I'm tired of traveling, or fighting superstition in its many manifestations. Even though it was me who chose to debunk folklore and mysticism. Little did I know I'd end up being labeled as Patrick Galloway, the man with endless occult knowledge. Before I knew it, people all over the world paid me to investigate all kinds of weird things. As long as they paid me, I'd look into it. Funny thing though, the more I saw, the more I believed there are forces beyond our control. Creatures not explainable in any human terms. Things that make my skin crawl. I fled from Ireland and hung around Paris and London with no real purpose till the Great War started. I joined a special unit whose job it was to squelch the fears of the superstitious farm boys who made up the fighting ranks. The Trasanti were the biggest pains. New commanding officer, Jeremiah Covenant, led our unit on the hunt for their camp. We were ambushed. They came streaming out of the woods, waving swords and howling like banshees. I saw their leader holding a strange stone over his head, yelling weird words in a strange tongue. And just when he was gonna pull the trigger, he glared right at me. A bright green flash came from his hand, and it bowled me over as my gun went off. I woke up in a hospital bed with severe burns. They told me Jeremiah and the unit had gone on without me, but he'd given me the shaman stone to keep. I hadn't given any of this much thought until I came back here to find this letter that Jeremiah wrote me almost 6 months ago, asking me to come back to Ireland and help him out. This is not something I'm dying to do, for it may mean the death of me. He saved my life though, so I owe it to him. Just hope it's not too late.
Sorry, Patrick Fitzgerald. Unfortunately, you may die a lot. Right, so Patrick Fitzgerald here. Much like Bioshock 2, in your left hand, you got your weapon. You got your melee weapon here, which is the Shaman Stone. I'm going to be calling it a Shaman Stone and not a Shaman Stone because that's Shaman is how they're going to pronounce it here, so I'll be polite. And in your right hand, you got your spells, which we only start off with one, which is this thing right here, which allows us to see things that aren't really there. If you notice in the lower right, how it has like a yellow dot and a green dot, well, allow me to clarify that. When you switch to any other weapon other than the Shaman Stone, you'll notice that my power level for this skill is only level 1. But by having the Shaman Stone equipped, it does increase your spell's capabilities by 1 additional slot. So that's that. Another cool, interesting thing about the Shaman Stone is if there's something nearby that you can't see with your human eyes, it will do something like this. It will start to glow. So, stupid rat. I've never been attacked by a rat before. Go away, you. Stupid rat. Stupid rat. Oh, you want some? Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. You stupid rat. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Get in your hole. Get in your hole. Yeah, that's the main power of the Shaman Stone. It will allow you to knock things back. We also have a diary, which gives us information on our various tools and some backstory. This is talking about the Scrya spell. And the nice thing is it doesn't just tell you what it does. It kind of gives you a little lore. It's very cool. Got a revolver as your, and then the Gelzabar stone, which I'll just be calling the Shaman Stone. And of course we have our little backstory as to why Patrick is here on the Fink estate, with serving his objective with Jeremiah, and it does very kindly give you an objective to let you know what am I supposed to be doing? Yeah. All right. So I've never been attacked by a rat in the beginning of the game. What is it? Phone.
I'm Patrick Galloway, a friend of Jeremiah's. Sorry it took me so long to get here. His letter said it was most urgent.
Jeremiah is beginning to think that the letter never arrived in your hands. He's been quite anxious to see you. We've all been quite worried. Jeremiah's now bedridden. Follow me and I'll show you to his living quarters.
She has very tiny hands.
I apologize for the look of the house, but there's only a skeleton crew of servants now. Jeremiah let go with everyone else, and the house is much too large for us to clean. Because we've lost electricity to most parts of the house, we can only maintain the living quarters. This family's had so much tragedy. I hope you can help him.
Very tiny hands. All right, here we go. We'll be seeing him a lot. Let's take a look around.
Won't budge.
Okay, the most important thing I learned is if a door
Stuck.
won't open, it'll say the door won't open.
Won't budge.
So I have to remember to try every single door.
Patrick, you made it.
At your service, Jeremiah. Sorry for the delay, but I've been abroad. What happened to you?
It seems I've come under the watchful eye of the Reaper, my friend. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Apparently too long.
Patrick, I came back from the war only to find my entire estate in disarray. My brother Aaron disappeared first, and then my sister Bethany. My declining health is a result of an old war wound, and unfortunately, the symptoms are irreversible. I didn't summon you here to watch me die. I need your help.
Anything I can do, just name it.
Strange events began happening around the manor. After thinning out my staff, they ransacked my estate, taking whatever they could carry. The rest of the help was quick to follow, as they feared rumors of my family's curse. I can't help but think it's more than a coincidence that strange happenings have increased since I've been back from the war. I want to get to the bottom of this, but I'm just too weak to investigate it myself. I'm relying on you to step in for me.
Of course, Jeremiah. The only reason I was coming back here is to assist you however I can.
My thanks to you, Patrick.
What the hell is that?
Sounds like it came from downstairs.
I'll check it out. Lock the door behind me.
That's Howler. Alright, let's take a quick peek here at our lovely little... Often where to begin is the most difficult step. Right. Well, normally the timer would have gone off, but since it was going to do that during that cutscene, I decided to cut it short.
Budge.
Okay. I'm going to equip a health kit because, yeah, I'm going to run this a little bit longer. I want to just go through the first action sequence. Hello, sir. How are you today? Can I go through here?
Won't budge.
Won't budge.
Stuck.
Stuck. It won't budge. Stuck. It's very important that you keep an eye out for stuff. Well, hello back here. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, I never actually looked back there before. This is like my 5th time going through this opening sequence, trying to fine-tune the audio. Hello, sir.
Can you describe what you can only see? As the bonds of flesh are broken and the world becomes apparent.
The way that guy moves makes me think of like Robot Chicken.
Stuck.
Stuck! Yes, we got more bullets. Another health kit. That's also a nice thing. You don't just automatically heal. You actually have to apply your own health. Alright, get ready for the first big jump scare. Here it comes. Sorry, I knew about it. The first time I came in here, I was like, oh, a mirror. I wonder if there's going to be something behind me. Nothing back here, okay. So, here's our first creature of the night. The Howler. And the one thing I learned is never underestimate your opposition. Oof. I think I've played this a little too much. I'm getting to the point where I can actually... Okay. Normally I would have taken a big wallop by now. Oh! Ow! Ah! Okay, buy that first aid kit. Oh boy. Whew! That's how you typically do it. Oh, I never actually looked at the lady here. Oh man, she got messed up. Oh, that's also a cool thing, I forgot. You do leave blood prints behind, and the creatures also leave bloody footprints behind. Cool, alright. Ain't that cool? Oh yeah. You hear that sound? That mystical vibrational thing. Yeah, that's important. Hello, creature of the night. Okay. Ow. Come on, Patrick! This is why I hate. Ah! This is another thing I hate. You can't manually reload your own guns. That's my one criticism is you cannot reload your own gun. You have to expend every single bullet. That's the only thing I dislike. I don't care about the enemy movements or anything like that. I just hate that I cannot reload my revolver. Hello, creature of the night. Dead? Good. Whew. Yeah, if it weren't for the fact that reloading is not feasible. Yeah. I'll be right with you, Jeremiah. Alright, so first of all, we got a little book here. I have returned from Standing Stones. This is just a note from Joseph. Joseph. Right. Joseph. I'm not sure who Joseph is. Right. Alright, so that was... Hopefully, if you wanted to read that, you... But yeah. Some things I always forget about early first-person shooters are secret areas. And that sound was this guy. An amplifier. Basically, this is our little skill up stone, which allows us to upgrade our magical spells. And I'll be holding on to it for right now because I don't want to upgrade this. Dead. Thank you.
Jammed.
Jammed.
Those beasts were after me.
What in God's name were those things?
Howlers.
They're called howlers. Well, I've never seen one before tonight. I've heard of them for years.
Those weren't natural, my friend. We're fighting more than superstitions here.
Perhaps I was being naive not to tell you, but there might be something more sinister at work here. When I was a boy, I encountered something I can't quite explain. You see, there was this isle of standing stones that sits just off the estate. Someone had carved a sigil into each of the stones, something indiscernible. Father had many books on the occult, one of which contained a sketch of that very symbol. I took my brothers and sisters out to the island and read from my father's book.
Well, what happened?
Something answered. The ocean began to boil, and a great wind whipped against us as we stood in the circle, and my siblings huddled to the ground in fear. Eventually, the wind died, and the sea settled. Patrick, I know it sounds like the ravings of a dying man, but I believe those standing stones had something to do with this. What has once been a taint upon this family has now begun to manifest itself.
But you told me you're dying. Doesn't this curse end with you?
Who knows? My brothers and sisters are dead, but I don't think they're really gone. I've heard some servants whispering. They think they've seen Lisbeth on the estate. My family has come for me. I sense them, Patrick. By now, you and I know the supernatural exists. You saw the Howlers. And what about our encounters with the Tersante during the war? You still even carry the Gelzerbar stone.
It's a token of the shaman's life I took. That's all.
I found a scroll with a picture of the Gelzerbar on it. I believe it contains the way to awaken the stone's dormant power.
Very well. Let me study this scroll overnight, and I'll see what I can do in the morning.
This house still hides many secrets. I'm counting on you to reveal them. and put an end to this mess.
The next day, in your guest room. Right. The one thing I will say before I end the video here is it's just a little minor detail, but I do love Patrick's luscious locks as they waver during the cutscenes. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Oops, I accidentally did this. I have the power! Sorry, I just learned the ectoplasm skill, which is what I was going to use the amplifier on, so let me just go ahead and do that really quick. There we go. Now we have a level 2 ectoplasm, which is a ranged attack spell, and if we pull up the Yelzabar stone, now it's a level 3! Cool beans, right? Yeah. Alright. As I said, I'm going to go ahead and end this here, so thank you all very much for watching. Please let me know if I still need to tweak some of the audio. I would very much appreciate it. And until next time, ciao for now. Ciao for now.